Who killed Amber Haig? 2 decades after the young mum went missing, there's still no body, no answers, and after a shock court verdict today, no closure for the people who loved the 19-year-old.
How does it feel to know that your parents will walk free today?
I got nothing to say, sorry.
It's not the outcome Robbie was hoping for. A 22-year fight for justice to find who murdered his friend Amber Haig, ending without any answers.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about Amber Haig's disappearance.
For more than 2 decades, Robbie had suspicions about his parents, who were accused of being murderers. But today, Robert and Anne Geeves walked free, acquitted of killing 19-year-old Amber Haig so they could gain custody of her 5-month-old baby.
Well, I've got nothing to say.
Well, many accusations were levelled at you, Mr. Geeves.
There was a lot of accusations levelled at me.
When I was younger, he didn't really have a lot to do with me. It was mainly when I got older, and from what I understand with that is because I was starting to bring girls home.
In 2017, Robbie publicly accused his parents of knowing more about Amber's disappearance than they let on.
He's pretty violent, he always has been. And he's even worse when he drinks.
Amber was Robbie's neighbour and girlfriend. They were young and their relationship was innocent.
Amber moved away and I used to ring her up every night, and then she started talking to my dad on the phone.
My dad wants to talk to you.
Yeah. Amber.
And I told her that, you know, she's miles away, so, you know, we're breaking up pretty much. And my dad kept talking to her on the phone.
Then Robbie was told Amber would be moving in.
I thought she was just living there, just boarding in the spare room or whatever. And yeah, then Amber ends up pregnant, and I still didn't really believe that it was his, but obviously I was wrong.
At the time of our interview with Robbie, his parents were free. But 2 years ago, a reignited police investigation resulted in the couple being charged with Amber's murder. They've been in custody ever since. 5 months after Amber gave birth to the son she had with Robert, she disappeared. The Geeveses claim Amber was going to visit her ill father at Mount Druitt Hospital in Sydney. They say they drove her 400 kilometres from Young to Campbelltown train station, but Amber never made it.
She would not have said, "Take my baby, I'm going to see my dying father." She would have wanted to take the baby to show her father, to say goodbye.
Amber's mum, Rosalind, has lived with a broken heart for 2 decades.
She was a very vulnerable girl, very easily led.
Robert Geeves was known to police prior to Amber's disappearance. His previous girlfriend, Janelle Goodwin, also met a tragic and suspicious death. Her naked body discovered bound and dumped in a wheelbarrow in a shed on the Geeves property.
From what the police told me, it was the best cleaned crime scene they'd ever seen.
Geeves was acquitted of that murder too. Several years earlier, police knocked on the Geeves' door on the hunt for 2 missing 13-year-old girls, also found there.
He picked them up from a school in Young. I don't know why he picked them up. I don't know if they wanted to be picked up.
There were some allegations made by those girls, or at least one of those girls, about the conduct with Robert Geeves, and some allegations of some sexually related offences.
Inspector David Cockram and Detective Sergeant Keith Price led the original investigation into Amber's disappearance.
You're right, there's been various allegations that he's been involved in certain activity, but ultimately, at the end of the day, he's yet to be convicted of those serious matters.
Today, the couple was again vindicated. Justice Julia Lonergan found Robert and Anne Geeves not guilty of the murder of Amber Haig because the version of events they provided may be true, adding that cases are not decided on rumour or speculation.
There is no evidence that Amber's 2001 to 2002 pregnancy was embraced with the attitude that it was an opportunity for them, Robert and Anne, to have another child.
But there was evidence that Amber loved her baby boy very much. Questions about Amber's disappearance remain unanswered.
Well, sadly, I doubt we'll ever know for sure what happened to poor Amber.